Hello, welcome to the morning news. Efforts to detain terror suspects in France ended with 2 people killed after French police and soldiers raided the neighborhood of Saint-Denis. The neighborhood in the heart of Paris was home to an apparent terrorist cell. During the raid of the apartment, a woman blew up herself and a man was killed during a gun battle with authorities. 7 people were arrested. Despite initial speculation, Abdelhamid Daoud, the mastermind of the Paris attacks, was not detained during the raids. And according to French media, a source revealed that the group entrenched at Saint-Denis was plotting a major attack in Paris business district La Défense. The district witnessed an attack by an Islamic extremist earlier in 2013. Back then, a man stabbed a policeman in the neck. Two airborne airplanes had to be stopped due to anonymous threats. The flights from Washington and Los Angeles were heading for Paris when security concerns emerged. One of the flights had to land in Utah, while the other made an emergency stop in Canada. So far, the nature of the threats under gravity have not been confirmed by authorities. Argentina is set to hold the second-round presidential election on Sunday. The most recent polls show that both Daniel Scioli and Mauricio Macri are technically tied. However, around 60% of the voters say they have not decided for who to vote. Analysts believe that the volatile vote will define Sunday's election. President Cristina Fernandez urged Argentinians to vote thinking of their collective rights.
In the name of all those things, and in the exercise of your democratic will, do not defend a government. Defend your rights. When you put in that ballot, your rights are also going into the ballot box.
A migrant crisis is looming in Central America as Cuban migrants are trying to reach the United States. About 1,600 Cubans are stranded in Costa Rica after Nicaragua decided to close its borders. The Honduran government is also requesting a solution. The Costa Rican government revealed that the conversations between Central American nations and Cuba are underway. And dozens of teachers took to the streets in Puerto Rico to demand a stop to privatization efforts by the local government. The teachers are denouncing a new bill which seeks the implementation of charter schools in the island similar to those in U.S. mainland that are based on a private model of education. Teachers say they will continue protesting until the bill is scrapped. The Russian Air Force continued airstrikes against the Islamic State group in Syria, but will soon implement maritime attacks in support of the air campaign. The Russian Navy fleet in the Mediterranean is ready to coordinate a new round of attacks against the Islamic State supplies routes and its stronghold city of Raqqa. Furthermore, President Vladimir Putin offered his naval fleet to work with the French army and provide support to France's air campaign.
In the nearest future, the French Navy group, with an aircraft carrier in the lead, will arrive to your combat zone. It's necessary to establish direct contact with the French and work with them as allies.
Journalists from around the Middle East were in Damascus since Monday for a media conference, which comes as the Islamic State groups attack Lebanon and France. Our correspondent Hazem Abdullah has more.
The terrorist attacks that hit both Lebanon and France were front and center at a regional media professionals against terrorism summit in Damascus on Monday. Hundreds of journalists and media professionals from Syria, Lebanon and Iran and elsewhere around the world attended the conference and called on international media to stop the publication or broadcast of any material produced and shared by radical groups, such as the Islamic State group.
The West's use of media and communication technology is a huge support for terrorism. The media has been used to change the facts and reality, including in support of the West's interests. And I can say that the impact of media comes together in hand with the actual war on the ground. And that's why we needed this call for media professionals to stand in the face of terror.
In an appeal launched at the press conference, at the conclusion of the conference, participants called on editors to commit to referring to people by their home country rather than by their ethnicities or national affiliations, which can often misrepresent individuals or their views.
Media is the eye through which we see. It is the truth. It is an image of reality, and it is supposed to stand for all humanity and its righteous issues. But when the media turns into a tool for sharpening sectarianism and conflict and disinformation, then it becomes a tool in the service of terrorism, and this is what we have to stand and face.
This conference came after a round of working group meetings, which began in Damascus in July. Organizers hope that out of the conference will come the foundation of a new international group of specialists on media affairs or a media council against terrorism movements. They look to follow up with a new set of meetings early next year. Hazem Abdullah, teleSUR TV, Syria.
At least 32 people have died after an explosion in Nigeria's Yola City. The National Emergency Service reported that the burn was set off at the central market of the city during the business hours. Despite no terrorist group has claimed responsibility over the attack, local authorities believe that the way in which it was carried indicates it was terrorist group Boko Haram. And a wide variety of issues were raised by world leaders during the APEC summit, which kicked off in the Philippines. U.S. President Barack Obama delivered a speech centered on climate change and the need for taking action, while the finance ministers of the APEC nations agreed to set measures which would boost the economy while implementing sustainable development practices.
Is it working?
This Wednesday is a sad day for rugby fans all around the world as New Zealand star Yonalomu passed away. The All Blacks legend suffered a serious kidney disease, which finally took his life at the age of 40 years old. His death came unexpected as he had been in Dubai and was arriving back from London on Thursday. The All Blacks will pay tribute to the late star. And in a lighter note, the APEC summit in the Philippines will close with 21 world leaders wearing a traditional Barong shirt made with dried pineapple fiber, and it was designed by acclaimed fashion designer Paul Cabral. The Barong shirt holds a special place in a Filipino men's closet, and it's worn for special events like weddings. More on these on our website, telesurtv.net/English. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.